Lawmakers of the upper and lower legislative chambers were welcomed with protest at the National Assembly complex over the non-payment of allowances of legislative aids. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the federal government has raised an alarm over plans by criminals to attack airports across the country. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria said it received an alert from the Ministry of Aviation over the planned attacks. According to the memo issued by FAN Deputy General Manager of Administration and Logistics, SM Maman, the criminal elements are considering carrying out the attacks in Kaduna, Maiduguri, Sokoto, Kano, Abuja, and Lagos airports. The memo says, I am directed to convey an alert from the Ministry of Aviation regarding security threats by criminal elements against airports in Nigeria and to request for the immediate enumeration of necessary countermeasures for the protection of airports and facilities under your purview. Specifically, the airports top on the list for which criminals are considering carrying out attacks include those in Kaduna, Maiduguri, Sokoto, Kano, Abuja, and Lagos, amongst others. However, all airports are hereby alerted and requested to operate at a heightened threat level. At number 9, Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos has tested positive for COVID-19. The club announced in a statement on Tuesday that Ramos tested positive in the last test he carried out. The player, who was already out of this week's Champions League meeting with Liverpool because of a calf injury, is the second case of coronavirus detected in the Real Madrid squad in a week. French defender Raphael Varane tested positive last Tuesday. The positive test means he has to stay away from his teammates until he tests negative. At number 8, a huge fire broke out in Oro, Irepodun local government area of Kwara State yesterday, burning no fewer than 30 shops. The fire was said to have occurred around 3 p.m. at the Oro Central Market, containing over 354 shops. It was gathered that the inferno must have been caused by careless burning of refuse by yet-to-be-identified persons. The incident was confirmed by the spokesperson of the fire service, Hassan Adekunle. At number 7, judiciary workers continued their strike despite talks with the Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, and other federal government officials on Monday. Yesterday, the federal government appealed to the Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria to suspend its nationwide industrial strike, which has paralyzed activities in courts across the country. Recall that the strike action began on April 6th over the non-implementation of the financial autonomy of the nation's judiciary. At the meeting between the federal government and leadership of the union in Abuja, Ngige reminded the judicial workers that just like doctors and nurses, they were on essential duties and should not go on strike. At number 6, Bauchi State government has said it will repatriate all commercial sex workers operating in the state back to their various states of origin. This was disclosed by the Bauchi State Permanent Commissioner in charge of Hisbah in the Sharia Commission, Aminu Balarabe Isa. Isa stated that before their repatriation, the Commission will take their data through a head count of all the commercial sex workers operating in the state. According to him, the repatriation, which will be done in collaboration with their various states and local government areas, would enable the sex workers get a more decent source of livelihood. At number 5, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attahiru, has told the House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged looted funds meant for the purchase of arms and ammunition for the military to invite his predecessors to account for the arms procurement. Attahiru said this yesterday when he appeared before the ad hoc committee who is investigating the arms procurement in the last 10 years in Abuja. He, however, did not mention any name or specify which of the predecessors during the year under review. At number 4, about 50 houses and school buildings have been destroyed in heavy windstorm that struck Aguleri in Anambra State. Aguleri, which is the hometown of the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, was struck by windstorm last Saturday, leaving residents in shock and over 2,000 students stranded. Newsmen who visited the area said a camp for displaced persons at Father Joseph Memorial High School, with more than 10 buildings, were damaged. Private buildings and shops were also affected by the disaster. Speaking with newsmen after a joint assessment of the windstorm damage with SEMA, the zonal coordinator of NEMA in Enugu State, Major Eze, said an official report would be sent to the federal government for urgent intervention. At number 3, the Department of Petroleum Resources has denied revoking 32 private refinery licenses issued to private companies in Nigeria. DPR's head of public affairs, Paul Osu, made the clarification in a statement today. He said, "We wish to clarify that DPR did not revoke any refinery license. Refinery licenses, like our other regulatory instruments, have validity periods for investors to attain certain milestones. This implies that after the validity period for the particular milestone, the license becomes inactive until the company reapplies for revalidation to migrate to another milestone. Reports emerged yesterday claiming DPR had revoked the license of 32 refineries, saying Dangote's refinery was almost complete. At number 2, the Senate, upon resumption from its 2 weeks recess today, adjourned plenary till Wednesday over the recent death of 2 members of the National Assembly. The lawmakers also observed a minute silence in honor of both lawmakers who were members of the House of Representatives. The late lawmakers are Honorable Haruna Maitala, who represented Basa Jos North Federal Constituency of Plateau State, and Honorable Suleiman Aliyu, who represented Lere Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Maitala died on April 2nd, while Aliyu died on April 6, 2021. Finally, at number 1, lawmakers of the upper and lower legislative chambers were welcomed with protest at the National Assembly complex over the non-payment of allowances of legislative aids. The aides who accused the Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, of feigning ignorance of their demands since 2019 blocked him from entering the complex. The protesters also made moves to get the attention of the Senate President, Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan. However, addressing the protesters, the Speaker of the House, Gbajabiamila, urged the workers to be patient and that efforts will be made to ensure their allowances are paid. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.